So,
For those of you who have never been to Tokyo,
no.
the city is bustling and busy up until midnight. Once midnight hits, the train system shuts down. So if you're on the train at 11:59 and it's about to turn midnight, the train will go to the next stop on its track, and then everyone has to get off. You spend many nights in Tokyo planning how late you can stay out and still get home without having to walk 3 to 4 stops distance. This night my friend and I messed up and ended up having to get off the Yamanote line, probably the most famous line in Tokyo, 4 stops before where we lived. Knowing only the vague direction we had to head home, east, we got off at a station at midnight and started walking. Around the corner from the station there was a businessman in his 30s or so, face down on the ground. Now in Japan it is not uncommon for people to get drunk and pass out in public places, so I didn't think anything of it, and went up to him to ask him if he was okay. After asking him a few times if he was alright, he neither moved nor responded, and then I noticed that not only was he sprawled out on the ground, but his cell phone was also several feet away from his outstretched hand, as if he had just collapsed while on his phone. Not sure what to do, I looked to my friend for help. At that exact moment, a call...
What? No. You playing with your life. Right now. Right this second. You playing. Because I do plan on going to Japan real soon. Not real soon, but sometime this year. But man, what you talking about? I don't know about all that. See, this is how I know you playing, right? You're in a whole different country that you really don't know anything about, and you see this guy like, no, I'm gonna check to see if he's breathing, and if he's breathing, then alright, I'm gonna go on about my business. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna let him do him. His phone is right there. I'm not gonna touch his phone. I'm just gonna kick it to him, just in case his phone ring. He can be like, hello. So I'm gonna check if he's not breathing. I'm still not gonna do anything about it. But if he is breathing, I'm still not gonna do anything about it. Just saying. I like helping people, like to a certain extent, because that can be a whole setup right now. You just can't take that chance, bruh. Like,
came zooming down the narrow street and stopped at a grinding halt by us. The driver, a young Japanese guy, looked at us first, then looked at the man on the ground. He asked the man if he was all right and got no response. Then the situation hit him, and he saw me and my friend, 2 foreigners, standing over what could have been a dead man on the ground.
See?
He clearly got spooked and drove off without pushing the issue further. Based on how strange the situation was, and how impossible it would be to explain even in English and not look like we had hurt or killed the guy, my friend and I decided to get out of there as quickly as possible, and we took off, following the tracks as best we could to get home ASAP. About 20 minutes later, near the next station, who do we run into smoking a cigarette? The guy who had pulled up in the car next to us.
Oh, shit.
He seemed visibly still shaken. He glanced at me, and I at him, and once he realized where he had saw me from, he put his cigarette out at inhuman speed, got in his car, and sped off. That was the last we saw of him. For years, my friend and I would randomly discuss what had happened to the guy in the car, as well as if the guy in the street was actually dead or not. I wish I would have helped the guy on the ground, but I was a scared college student afraid of being put in Japanese jail.
I just would have checked to see if he was breathing or not. I mean, that's all. You doing too much.
To start off, I had just finished my junior year in high school, and my Japanese language class was taking a trip to Japan to learn more about the language and culture.
Okay.
A friend of mine, and now girlfriend, who was unable to take Japanese that year asked to come along, and was allowed to by her teacher. The trip was 13 days, and covered a lot of ground in Japan. This friend, who we'll call Sarah, has a history of horrible headaches and migraines, but neither surfaced during our trip, except for one. We were in Kyoto, about to watch a performance of various types of Japanese theater, and had showed up a bit early. While we were in line to buy our tickets, Sarah started looking a bit distressed, and I asked her what was wrong. One of her headaches was coming on, and I had no clue what to do.
Right.
I only knew it was going to get horrible. In an attempt to relieve her pain, I offered to take her to buy some coffee. Caffeine helps headaches.
Don't leave the...
The great thing about Japan is that there are vending machines everywhere. And more often than not, they'll have hot and cold coffee cans in them.
Whatever you do, do not leave the group. Please don't. If you're going to leave the group, let it be known by your other classmates, and your teacher. Don't just go drifting off into God knows where you're going, because, like I said, you're in a whole different country, bro. Whole different country. You don't know? Oh, no. I see you. No. You zoomed in? Hold on. How much choked on it? What? Let me see. You see?
So I'm walking her down to the main street in the Gion district, looking left and right down alleys for one of these vending machines. After a few minutes, I see one in a shady-looking alleyway. As we get to the vending machine, I start pulling enough yen out of my pocket and have enough for 3 drinks. I was relatively hot, so I ended up buying a Coke for myself and...
I don't think people understand what they be saying. Damn. I don't I'm dead at. Like, I don't think people know what they be saying. Like, think before you say something. Did you hear what he just said? A vending machine. Gosh. Okay. A vending machine down a shady okay, there we go. Back up, retrace. Let's do it again. He said a shady, like it was like a shady pass. Like, come on, bruh. Like, are you serious? Did you really just say that? And then go about what you just said. That's like me saying, like, let's go get this, let's go get these dope shoes, right, from this man that's all the way down the street, but it's dark, no street lights, right, graffiti on the walls, right, it's shady, he has about 10 guys with him posted up like this, right, ready to pop off at any given time, right, he has a Glock, right, I see the dude over there with a big knife, right, I see that dude with a rope, right, I see that dude with a machete, like, come on, but you still want to go get the, you still want to go get, you still want to go get it, you still want to go get the clothes, the shoes and all that, you still want to go get it. Out of everything that I just said, you still want to go get the shoes and all that. Like, for real, bruh? That makes no sense. But okay, but that's just me. That's just me, though. Let's get back and
Coffee's for her. The other, just in case it happens again. As she's picking up the cans from the vending area, I notice a man out of the corner of my eye,
See?
roughly 25 feet down. He gets up from the wall he was leaning on and starts making his way down towards us. Naturally, I shrug it off and assume he is going in one of the buildings in the alley.
Naturally.
We start walking back to the theater house
I'm running.
by means of the alleys because they were much quieter and Sarah was having a horrible headache by the time we got to the machine. The guy's still following us. No big deal. I'm sure he's got a house up here, I thought. I hadn't looked back for a while, and when I did, the guy was about 10 feet away from us.
Wow.
That's when I was able to get a good look at him before turning away. Black dress shirt, dark blue jeans, kind of a generic but unfriendly face, and his eyes were trained on Sarah. At this point, I got every shade of red alert going off in my head, but I have absolutely no clue what I would do should I have to intervene.
Run!
I'm still holding my can of Coke in my hand, and that's about the only weapon I've got besides a knife in my backpack.
And your shoes.
So, I start to shake it pretty hard just in case. Should I have to use it then, it'll spray all over the guy's face and give us just enough time to hightail it back to the main road, where she wouldn't be in any danger. As I'm shaking the can, the guy advances closer and closer, and finally puts his hand on her shoulder. I flip the fuck out and point the can at the guy's face and open it in a matter of seconds, expecting it to shoot a stream of steady carbonated danger in the guy's face. Nope. Just kind of shot off a bit of foam and soda. The guy is stunned briefly, and that gives her enough time to escape his grip. And I don't know what I was thinking, but I just kind of swung the can in front of his face. About half of the can empties on the guy's face with open eyes. As he's doubling over in pain, which probably didn't last long, we hauled ass back to the main street and hurried back to the theater. Now, I have no clue what the guy's intentions were, but I'm just glad I was able to keep her out of danger.
You was about to get y'all both messed up, clucked up for real. You hauled ass.
So I recently went on the...
You hauled it way too late, bruh. Way too late. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you playing? Are you serious? Are you joking? Are you kidding me? You can't be my friend. You can't know me. You can't be friends with me. You can't have no relationship with me if you about that BS. Like, for real. Like, you need to know when and how and where and why you need to haul ass. See what I did? I didn't curse, but I really cursed. Yeah, man.
With my family to Japan. Overall, I really enjoyed myself and thought it was a beautiful country. But one thing happened to me that kind of puts me off. I had recently got out of the hospital before we went on the trip.
Right.
Recently meaning 2 days out of the hospital. I got my appendix removed and blood sucked out of my stomach.
Right.
So as you can probably imagine, I was not in the best shape and very sore and incredibly fucking tired.
Right.
My family had decided that they would go out and explore a temple, but I decided to stay back in the hotel because I was in too much pain and needed a rest. About 2-ish hours after my family had left, I decided I was hungry. Seeing a 7-Eleven out my hotel window, I decided to go and get something to eat because it wasn't too much of a walk and there was no room service or anything. So I set off on my small journey to get some food. After buying some kebab things and a strange cake, I went to the small seating area to sit and eat because I was too tired to walk back yet. It was just me and an older Japanese man sitting behind me. I felt someone touching my hair. I turned around. He started trying to tell me how beautiful my hair was.
Beautiful.
But his English was terrible, so I just smiled and said, "Thank you." This was not uncommon, as I have strawberry blonde hair, and a lot of people in Japan seem to be fascinated with it. People always come up and touched it.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! No! Adam, no! No, she didn't! No! I don't know if I'm gonna go to Japan. Like, I might, man, because I plan on going to Japan like something, I don't know, like late this year. But like after what you saying, bro, like all of this, I don't know, bro. Like, are people really that touchy? Like really, like, come on, I can't have random people just feeling on me. No, I can't have people feeling on me. No, like I can't have nobody doing this. What? Like get off me, right? This is what you should have did. You should have, like, when he touched your hair, he's instead of like smiling and just staying there, you should have just like, well, you should have been like, like, this is the like random hair, this is like the random hand, and this is you, the female. This is the random hand. He's like, you should have did this. Woo! Just saying, but that's just me. That's just me. It's just me, though.
I got back to eating, but soon after, the man moved next to me and started trying to talk to me again. To be completely honest, I sort of felt obliged to try and communicate.
Why?
Because he seemed so cute and old and innocent.
Yeesh.
I just wanted to be nice. Bad idea.
Yeah.
Shortly after, he decided to take a seat next to me. He starts saying short phrases in English. Incredibly sexual short phrases.
There it is.
His English seemed to have gotten better. And he continued to ask me for sex and tell me I was beautiful, and I was very uncomfortable at this point, and got up and left the 7-Eleven.
Oh.
At this point, he decided it would be really cool and a fun idea to come outside with me. I was so tired and needed more pain medication, so at this point I just couldn't deal with his shit. I wanted to go back to the hotel and nap. I turned around and began cursing, telling him to leave me alone now. All of a sudden, he got this very angry look on his face and actually spat on me.
Wow.
I was so furious at this point that I turned around, ignored the pain in my stomach, and walked home so angrily I probably looked like a cartoon character.
Nope.
This is about something that happened to me when I was a baby, but my mom still counts it as one of the scariest events of her life. For a little backstory, both my parents were Marines stationed in Okinawa in the 80s. That's where they met, married, and where I was born. Once I was born, my mom opted for honorable discharge, but stayed in Okinawa with me as dependents. At the time, there was nothing available in base housing, so my parents had a small apartment out in town. Both of my parents still agreed that their time in Japan was the best of their lives and had many friends, both Marines and Japanese. And according to them, I was a very popular baby with their Japanese friends, with my blonde hair and blue eyes. One night when I was about 4 months old, my dad had to go for a training exercise, leaving my mom and I alone for a week or more. My mom had no problem with this, as they lived in a very safe neighborhood. So safe that they had once witnessed a 4-year-old child walking home alone from his grandmother's house at 3 a.m.
One, two, three, four. 4 years old. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
No one thought anything of it. Well, my dad had been gone for a few days, and one night my mom said that a strange noise woke her up. She said it wasn't very loud, but the Corps had kind of programmed her into being a very light sleeper. Thinking that I had woken up for a night feeding, she came to my room. When she came to my open door, she found a strange Japanese man reaching into my crib, trying to pick me up. Now here's where I think the story starts to take a slight turn to comical in retrospect. According to my dad, the weather in Japan was extremely hot and extremely humid, even in the middle of night. So my mom had the habit of sleeping naked to avoid overheating.
Wow.
So my mom is standing in her apartment, naked, watching a strange man trying to pick up her infant in the middle of the night. And bless that woman. Her first reaction was to pick up my dad's aluminum baseball bat and chase the man from the apartment, screaming in English and what little Japanese she knew. She rechecked all the locks and spent the rest of the night sleeping on the floor next to my crib.
Naked?
The next day, feeling a little less shaken, she told one of her closest Japanese friends. The woman told her that she needed to be very careful and watch over me because blonde babies sell for a lot of money on the Japanese black market. After that, my mom insisted that my crib be moved back into my parents' room, and they continued to live in the same apartment without incident until a family emergency forced my mom to come back stateside. This story always makes me chuckle a little, just imagining my mother, stark naked and screaming like a banshee, chasing some guy with a bat. But it's a little chilling to think what might have happened to me if she hadn't been such a light sleeper.
I think I'm a light sleeper. I don't know. I know I don't snore when I sleep. But like I don't really know if I'm a light sleeper, but when you wake me up from like a deep sleep or whatever, or no matter like how deep of a sleep I am in, if you wake me up, I'm up. Like I get straight up. You know, like I can be like in a deep sleep, but if you wake me up, like I'm up, like I'm up. I'm like like straight up. I'm not like no, like I get up. But yeah, like I said, I do plan on going to Japan with my coworker late this year. But I don't know about all this though. Like Japan seems really like cool and everything, but I don't know. Like based off what he just said, I don't know if I can cluck with Japan like that, because I can't have nobody feeling on me like this. Like no, like I can't. Like no, bro. Like. Mm-mm. So like, my question to you all is, if I were to visit, like go someplace out of the country, where should I go? I was thinking about going to like Brazil or Chile or Australia or London. I don't know. But right now, Japan is not is not one of my top countries. No, it's not. It's just not. You know, and half of this stuff is because of the people in Japan, and then half of the stuff is the people, like the foreigners that visit. Some of the people in Japan, they were clucking up, but some of the foreigners, that were visiting Japan, they were clucking up. So it's like a 50-50. But let's just say I'm not gonna be going to Japan no time soon. It used to be at one of my at the top list of me to visit, but now that joint is down there, just down there. It's gonna stay down there too. But and plus, I think Akasan still lives in Japan. I don't really know. I don't. Yeah, cause it would have been dope, seeing him. But if something pop off while I'm in Japan, I might run back to America. Just saying. I can't take that chance. I just can't. And if I take somebody with me to a whole different country, I'm a need for you to know how, why, when, where to haul it, to kick rocks, give them the boot, to run. I don't need you to be hesitating. I don't need you to be second guessing nothing. I don't need you to be asking no questions. Just when I run, that's when you run. Point blank period. And if you're not behind me while I'm running, that's on you. I am not going back, to help you out. I still love you, but not like that. Not all the way. We close, but not that close. Keep it cool, keep it classy, and I love you. Stay happy. Bye, fam.